everybody. Hope you guys are doing well today. I'm just making a piece of toast for me and my dog. I like Ezekiel bread. And I want to learn how to make bread by hand, just in case, because I'm concerned about not having a skill. You know, there's all this emphasis about needing a skill. So, you know, I have some big plans for my preps. I thought maybe I could make some quiche out of my, wow, that's a big piece of bread. I could make it out of the powdered eggs and freeze-dried vegetables that I have. I do have a pre-made frozen pie crust, and I've never worked with my powdered eggs, so I want to get comfortable, excuse me, using those, because I think, you know, when it comes to having some food stored, and I also have some canned butter from Augustin Farms. I got 1 can of that. So I read the instructions on it, and you're supposed to, I know that's a lot of butter, but you're supposed to be able to mold it into like the shape of butter. So my next adventure, since I'm kind of done with that, gosh, you guys, the pricey items at the store, I'm just feeling, I feel really weird that, you know, I wish I had, you know what I wish I had done? First of all, I wish I hadn't spent that much. I wish I should have just said, you know what, I can't afford this, and leave. I don't know how people, you know, that have a lot of children, I don't know how everyone's making it, because I have a small family, and, you know, we're really used to living beneath our means already, and I don't know. I'm really upset with myself that I spent that much. I mean, I could have put that money in Bitcoin, and you can buy stuff with Bitcoin. There's places that take Bitcoin, and you know, at least your money. And I know a lot of people are real polarized when it comes to that subject, but I have a little story while I'm making some toast. Okay, years ago when I lived in Austin, I was really into wanting to be a ham radio operator. I'm really fascinated with like shortwave and all that. So I gotta quit saying that and all that. I don't know why I say that. So anyway, I was really wanting to be a ham radio operator and go back to school to be a meteorologist, a storm chaser, because where I grew up, it was Tornado Alley, and we always had to go into the basement. So I was fascinated, and I still am, with the weather, and I ended up going back to school, and I do have quite a few hours of meteorology. I probably could get an associate's in meteorology at this point. But I love meteorology. Anyway, so I went to this really big meeting at a Luby's cafeteria, and I guess the year was probably 1994, and I was the only girl. I'm always the only girl at stuff that I really like. They had this big meeting, and there were a lot of old timers there, and there were a lot of, you know, young whippersnappers there, and there were, you know, of all age, but there were a ton of old timers. And the topic of the conversation was whether or not, or it was about how the old timers didn't like the fact it was going digital. It was going from analog to digital. And they were just raising all kinds of cane about that. And they didn't like it. And I asked this man, I said, why is everybody so mad? Why are these older men so mad? They were really grouchy and grumpy and putting up a fight. And he said, they're just not ready to go digital and step into, you know, the technology. So, you know, I think that's where we are. I think that's just where we are. And it's caught some of us at midlife. It's caught some of us young. It's caught some of us old. And, you know, if you get it, it's like getting over the sticker shock. Yesterday was sticker shock for me. I realized that the dollar is dwindling and it's the purchasing power. You know, it's that purchasing power isn't there. So at least like in Bitcoin, or if you have got like some silver, I don't want to say silver jewelry, but if you have some Bitcoin, you know for right now, I know it's kind of flat right now, but it is projected. Cryptos are going to take over whether we like it or not. They're just going to take over whether we like it or not. And from everything I've learned, you know, a lot of us like are really resistant, I think. You know, the younger people I think are already there. But some of us in a certain age, you know, we're reluctant to make the switch. And it's really hard to believe that the Benjamins just aren't what they used to be. And so I'm doing some research about where you can use your Bitcoin, because I'll never forget that trip yesterday. I just can't believe how much all that cost. And I don't want to stay, I want to be flexible. And I'm just sharing that with you because we are entering a new era. We're entering a new era of energy, whether we like it or not. We're entering a new era of technology. We're entering a new era of a mentality, unfortunately. So, in my opinion, it's a time for innovation and creativity, adaptability, and definitely developing a skill that can earn you a little extra money, because even with all the technology that's out there, manpower is always going to be needed. And whether they like it or not, them, like out of that movie They Live, they need us. They really do. They think they don't, but they do. And I'm going to stand by that. Because those machines, you know, we can create our own world without those. We really can. You know, there's one thing about the human spirit, and it's just you can kind of wear it out, and it can kind of feel like it's dying out. And, you know, especially, I want to make a video about that because I've experienced that for sure. And I had a very powerful spiritual experience when I just felt like I wanted to throw in the towel in a way. And I don't mean like injure myself, but just give up the ghost. But, you know, I came out of it and I had some help on the outside for sure, from my family and from the Lord and from Jesus and from a four-legged friend. But, you know, I saw an Alex Jones InfoWars episode where the guy from Swan Bitcoin was on there and told Alex Jones if he had invested way back when, I think it was $10,000, he would have had somewhere like 500 million, something like that, or $100,000. He would have had 500 million. And this is an older man that runs Swan Bitcoin, and he said, and this is an older gentleman, he said it's just a wave of the future. You know, oh, I'm sorry, are you itching right there? Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I'm gonna bathe my dog, but just a little FYI, I guess I'm reminding myself that, you know, we gotta take a plunge into the future if we're gonna make it. Okay, everybody, well, just remember that Jesus saves. He saved me. And I know if you say that simple prayer, and I know you know what the prayer is, that he can save you if he already hasn't. Okay, everyone, keeping front and center. Love y'all. Talk to you soon. Okay, everybody. Bye.